Picture a jungle, much like what you see here right on the screen, right? And in this jungle, you have a pack of lions. Loyal, strong. They run the jungle. They're the kings of it. They're a tight pack. And then one day, they come across a very interesting snake that happens to be slithering on the ground. Just want to say, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share, all that. I even got the collection plate if you want to donate something. All right, let's go. Now, this is a personal tone space remixing of a very popular folklore story tale. I'm putting my spin on it, and you're going to see where I'm going with it, right? So you're in the jungle, this loyal pack of lions. They come across this very colorful slithering snake. Snake slithers up to them, or even they to the snake, step to the snake and everything. And the snake starts telling them like, yo, this jungle is good. You got a lot of prey that you could hunt and get down. You got a lot of space to do y'all and everything. But you know what? There's another part of the jungle with a whole lot more food, a whole lot more prey, a whole lot more plates that you could consume, basically. A whole lot more land to conquer. And this snake is on its way to that other part of the jungle. So what does that pack of lions do? Even though it has no limbs, it's small, it's far from as strong as they are, it decides to make that snake one of the pack. So they head on their journey to the other part of the jungle. Snake just slithering on. Pack of lions just following them. They're finding other parts of the jungle. They're finding more prey. They're getting the proverbial and literal fruits and food and everything that new, vast, richer part of the land has to offer. But then what happens one day? Things go a little awry. Things go a little left. You hear the sound of construction. You hear people chopping down trees. Because it just so happens when they went into this new, vast, more rich land, some people are over there. And they decide to develop. They decide to build a highway, condominiums, whatever, in this jungle land. So what do they start doing? They start trying to kill all of the lions. And then they see the snake. And what does the snake do? Snake says, I'm not a lion, I'm a snake. I don't know what I got into. I'm just a snake crawling around. And the lions see this. In essence, that's how I look at what happened with this Tekashi 6Ix9ine trial with his former association and organization that he was in. And him turning on them and being the proverbial and literal snake. It has a lot to do with that. Now, the reason why I say that story is because from jump, those lions knew that this was a snake. Fast forward or get into the present, into the reality of things. When Tekashi 6Ix9ine first got, with the organization that he was in, it was already known that he had another case going on. The one with the 13-year-old girl with some sexual misconduct. Like, that in itself is crazy. But beyond that, how did that case culminate? As I understand, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think it's unanimously understood that Tekashi named some people in there, co-defendant or whatever. He gave up some names. You know what I'm saying? In other words, he showed that he was a snake, more or less. I say that to compare to what's currently going on now with Tekashi 6Ix9ine telling and naming names and writing statements and all that again amongst his former pack of lions. Now, ultimately, I'm not blaming the organization. I pretty much just say this to extrapolate the very important lesson that if you see a snake and it slithers and everything like that, recognize it for what it is and don't try to bring it into your loyal pack of lions, because you already know what's up. You already know what they're going to do eventually. The snake is still going to be a snake. So when it shows you its slither, its tongue, its teeth, its fangs, believe it. And, you know, because I was chopping it up with Slapper. And this is the second time I'm doing this video because I uploaded it on the wrong channel. As I said, might as well do the whole thing again. But yeah, I was talking to Slapper in the chat room, and he brought up a good point. Like, although this snake was seen and it was slithering, it was still leading them to that food, to that bag. It was colorful, it was bright, it was on the rise. That snake knew that it was going to go to this new, rich, vast land. And those lions, they wanted a piece of that. The temptation, it was strong. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff moved fast. I mean, we're talking about things that happened within a year's period of time. You know, in the reality of the situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine and the organization and everyone in the Rico case. Events were happening, like multiple events a week, like it was very fast paced. And I even noticed that myself. Like anybody that's engaged in any type of street activity or, you know, been off the porch, as they say, they will tell you that a lot of times the people that you meet and the people that you engage with, it happens very fast. Like you can know someone for like a very, and I'm surprised when growing up, I would be surprised seeing that, seeing other friends bringing other people around me that I sure don't know and that they didn't know outside of a couple of days. You know what I mean? And already they're talking about, yeah, I trust you with, I'm like, huh? But to be honest, I think that's a commonality that goes on like in the street. Anyone in the comments, you know, they've been around, you could tell me if I'm wrong or not. So, you know, it's very fast paced. And then, like I said, when you attach a quote unquote bag, when you attach a potential of vast success and it's all balled up in, you know, one colorful little beach ball, you know what I'm saying? Then, yeah, you're gonna, you know, you're gonna be playing volleyball, you know what I mean? Onto the road to success. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, the man already had a history of doing something crazy, you know, in that regard. Now, another reason why I did this video is because I kind of want to unpack in a certain situation with 6ix9ine. Everyone's talking about how he's telling on everything. He's adding things that he didn't even have to add and all that. And I just kind of want to put it in perspective. Now, this is not to exonerate 6ix9ine. You know, he's still very much that colorful snake that you see on this screen right here. It's just for the sake of putting stuff in perspective. Because he's talking about how he brought up this rapper, he brought up that other rapper, and this person is in this gang and that gang. Well, look, when he got bagged up and they were hitting a minimum of 47 years of imprisonment to him if he does not tell, and they were specific. They said, according to this deal, you have to tell everything. Meaning everything that they ask him, he has to be forthright about. Otherwise, it voids the deal, right? Add that to the fact that in this case, they have, I don't know, gigabytes and thousands upon thousands of iMessages of all the Instagram posts. You know what I'm saying? All the hot stuff that everyone was doing for the public. They have all of that. And they have all the private messages, they have videos, they have wiretaps. So they were basically building this case in kind of like a timeline. You know what I mean? Because if you're following the Tekashi trial, you're noticing that they're taking it just like a Vlad interview. You know how DJ Vlad says, all right, let's start from the beginning as people tell their story? So far, it's been, what, 2 days of testifying? It's been playing out comparable to that. They're going through the timeline of events from when he first got with the crew and all the events that, you know, have gone on in, you know, a chronological order. So what they're basically doing is with all the information they have, they are being detailed in what they ask him. So they'll say, well, who is this person? Or what happened on this day? Such and such, such and such. And they know that Tekashi is going to have to be forthright because he doesn't want to do that, you know, those decades. You know what I'm saying? And I believe when they got him, they saw gold, to be honest with you. The feds or whoever, I think when they nabbed him up and they put all those years in front of him, knowing that he was not built like a lion and that he just was built like a snake, no limbs, can't do anything except bite and do what a snake do, but not stomp grounds and conquer. When the feds saw that, I personally think they were like, yo, this is gold. We are going to juice him for any and everything. That's why you're hearing them talk about other people or things that seemingly aren't associated with it, because the government has all this information and they're just hitting, they're hitting him with the things to talk about, knowing that he's going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that's about. That doesn't exonerate him. That doesn't excuse him. But it does put it in a little bit more perspective than just to say that, he's talking about things that's completely unrelated, that they're not asking him. He's just being cautious and making sure he covers every single thing and is as truthful and, doesn't underestimate any of the information that he gives. And they knew. They knew they had a gold tattletale when they caught him. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, that still makes him very much as the snake as he is. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's crazy. Another thing I was talking about, like, where does it go from here? People are wondering, all right, if 6ix9ine gets released early or released at all in any time soon. Some people are speculating he may go back to music. I highly doubt that. I think one or two things are two good reasons why he won't go back to music. A, part of his release or part of his conviction or whatever you want to call it will probably prohibit him from getting back on Instagram and all that other stuff, which was a huge promotion to social media. And they might also prohibit him from doing music. I really don't know how that works as far as legality, but he may get banned from music just by, the people that he's doing the deal with. Or if not, if he has the freedom to make music and or still be on Instagram and all that stuff, I don't think he's just going to come out like everything's all good. You know what I'm saying? He was already very concerned about his family, the way they were transporting him. The government and them were concerned themselves. So I think if he does get released, and if he just either won't do any music just on the strength of laying low, witness protection, whatever they do to try to like hide him, or if he does do music again, he will, kind of go 360 to where he started and go and reside overseas somewhere and just rock out overseas, which I don't know if that's still completely safe, but that's the closest thing I could see him doing, considering the variables and how he's acting and how he's feeling and everything and what he's giving up and how the feedback is going. The closest thing, or the only way I could see him doing music, is if he does it overseas and resides there. And different countries, different cultures, though they may receive him better than United States. Everyone got their culture. Some people don't care about that. Other places just love hip hop. They don't really care about all the details and everything like that. So that's how I think that's gonna go down. But yeah, I just wanted to chop it up about that right there. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App and PayPal if you want to. I don't know. Yeah, if you hear the music in the background, it's original production I did. No samples except for the vocal sample, of course. And yeah, that's what it is, man. If you see a snake, recognize it as a snake. Do not try to convert it into a lion. Just let it keep on slithering and do what it do, and you keep on doing what you do. All right, good people.